Hi, I'm Patrick Tonneson, Head of Communications at the CEC, and I'm here at UN Biodiversity COP15 with Justin Galino, Conversation Associate at the National Caucus of Environmental Legislators. So, Justin, could you tell us more about your work on environmental matters in North America?
Yes, of course. Thank you again, Patrick, for having me and being able to talk today. So I am Justin Galino, and I'm the Conservation Associate at NCEL. And at NCEL, we work with state legislators in the United States, which we do the state legislators as they're the mini versions of our federal government in each state. And at the state levels, our legislators are often understaffed compared to their national counterparts. So these state legislators may only have one or two staffs. Sometimes they have no staff at all. And if they do have staff, they're often not trained in environmental expertise. So we come to fill that gap with them and provide a nonpartisan, non-lobbying resource where we connect them to experts, advocates, and also help them with their policies and questions that they have.
Excellent. And so, why would you say it's important to engage at the subnational level?
In the United States, the subnational level is very important for environmental action. So we have 50 states. In each one of those states will usually enact the numerous amounts of environmental bills each year. But then when we look at the federal government, there are sometimes our periods of inaction where we'll see a few years where we don't have any major pieces of environmental legislation go through. But just this last year in the United States, we saw another state ban the agricultural use of neonicotinoids. We saw numerous other states ban the residential use of these neonicotinoids. And that's in the face of EPA inaction, where these still remain as a easily purchased pesticide with no future of regulation there.
Gotcha. And so, what would you like to see in the future of international environmental cooperation?
International environmental cooperation, I think there's really should be a more focus on the subnational level. We do see it at the international level with our policymakers coming together and negotiating with each other. And while this discourse between the international players is very important, we are missing that subnational scope that really is the ones who are going to be implementing the agreed upon goals and targets here. And while the system isn't designed for us to go back and take it, it looks like at the stage that we're in, elevating these subnational leaders and regional leaders might really be the key to unlocking more holistic cooperation.
Definitely. And so, from the conversations you're in at COP, what do you think is missing in these conversations?
So it's really heartening to see at COP there is a big focus on local communities, and at most presentations and panels I've been to have mentioned them. But we are, I believe, overlooking the factors that all of these local communities are not the same and they're quite diverse. And we're also not saying who within these local communities are we looking for to make decisions. These local communities could be indigenous groups, or they could be marginalized peoples, or just local decision makers. And we're not really paying much attention to that. We're just putting all of them in the same category, that local communities are going to be the ones to do the implementation. But each one has a different perspective towards that. And if we're able to more in depth talk about who we mean in these local communities, I think it would be a lot more meaningful.
Yes, exactly. Well, Justin, thank you so much for catching up with here at COP15, and until next time.
Thank you very much.
Yep, take care.
Patrick.